I just had like a 3 hour nap. Ugh. uh, I'm still tired. Boy, it's not a good idea. To be fair though, I did not intentionally take a nap. Like, I was just laying in bed, minding my own business, trying to watch some YouTube, and then all of a sudden my body was like, yeah, let's take a nap. And I was like, okay. And then and then I fell asleep. And like 3 hours later, like woke up and was like, what the fuck? And yeah, took a 3 hour fucking nap. Unplanned. But like, it's whatever. Like, it's fine. Um, God, like I should have brushed my teeth or something. Like I have like, I don't know why that happens when you sleep. Like your mouth is like disgusting, like dragon's breath or whatever the fuck they call it. But like it's like just, um, yeah. But today wasn't completely useless. Because my mom wanted to hang out today, so I was like, okay, sure. And then like she picked me up and she was like, where do you want to go? And I was like, I don't fucking know, cause like I don't plan social outings, cause I don't like social outings. And she was like, okay, um, let's go to this like Cuban restaurant. And then we went to a Cuban restaurant, which I've been to before, and it's like it's okay. Like the food is good, but like it's nothing that you can't make yourself, and I don't think it's like that like unique. And I also think that like there are probably way better Cuban restaurants. It's just that like this Cuban restaurant is just close by, so it like tastes okay, and it's like kind of cheap. So like we just went there and it was like okay, but like they gave us a sandwich. Well, I got like this like chicken thing, and like it wasn't bad. It was just like different. It was really dry actually, so I like poured salsa all over it and was like, I ain't having no fucking dry chicken. So I ate like my chicken and rice with like salsa because like it was too dry. But like it tasted really good. Like the flavoring was really good. It was just the it was dry. Yeah. Also like their rice is really good. Like I love their rice. Um and then my mom got a sandwich, which was literally like looked like it was on like pita bread, and it was like really small, and I was kind of like, excuse me, like you know those like sandwiches that they give you at like Starbucks that are literally like half the size of an actual sandwich, and they try and sell you with like $10. Like here's a sandwich for like $10. You know, it's like literally half the size of an actual sandwich. That's how I felt cheated, like with that sandwich, because like it was good, but like you could make it yourself, and it was also really small, so like it wasn't worth it. It tastes really good though, but like you can make it yourself. Like, yeah. The only thing that really was interesting about that place was I liked how it's like really quiet there. Um, like there weren't that many people there, so it was pretty like quiet, which is like really nice, especially considering we were there around lunchtime, which is like usually busy time for restaurants, and they're usually pretty crowded. We were like the only people there, which is like great because like I mean I know a lot of people like hate it when you're at a restaurant and there's like nobody else there, but to me like that was great. Like I have no opposition to like eating alone, or like no opposition to eating in like an almost empty restaurant. To me that's preferable because like I don't like crowded places, and I actually like prefer solitude. So like getting able to like do my two favorite things, be alone and eat. Hello, like excuse me, like what's not to love? Even though I was not alone, I was with my mom, but like still, it was just nice to like not be in a busy restaurant. Um, yeah. So after we went to the Cuban restaurant, we oh, it was also pretty funny because like we were sitting there waiting for them to hand us the check. But then we realized that you're supposed to go up there and hand them money. Like we were supposed to go up to the cashier instead of like waiting for them to come to us, Which that's usually the case in small establishments, but like it's been a while since I've been at a restaurant, so like I forgot. And like same with my mom, like she doesn't go out much either, so like we were both kind of like sitting there like idiots for like 10-15 minutes. um yeah, it's kind of funny. We also had like flan there, which my mom had never had before, which I was shocked because like I thought like people knew what flan was. And like, because like for God's sakes, like they have like a cheap ass version of flan in like the Jello section in grocery stores now, which like not sure how I feel about. Like it's not bad tasting, but it's not actual flan. Like quit like real flan, especially homemade flan, is like so good. Like, oh my god, it's one of my favorite desserts ever. And I'm not a dessert person, so like that's saying a lot. And actually, to be quite fair, I'm not a big dessert person, but for some reason I really love like foreign desserts. Like I really love gelato, and then gelato. Why did I say it like that? Like, what the fuck? Okay, anyways, gelato. I really love gelato, which is like, it's like ice cream, but it's not ice cream. It's really hard to explain, but it's really good. And then I love flan, which is also not like an English, like American dessert. Ooh, I really love like mango sticky rice, which is Thai, so that's also not American. Like, and I also like a lot of like Japanese desserts too, which not American. So like I like desserts when they're not American apparently. I don't know. Yeah. But we had flan at that Cuban restaurant, which I was disappointed, to be quite honest. Like, it was not flan. Like, flan is, like, hard to describe. I think, I don't know how to describe it. It's, like, very, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's just so good, though. Oh, my God. I cannot. Anyways, but like they had homemade flan, which like I was really excited for because like homemade flan is delicious. I don't know if it's because it's like Cuban flan or if it's just like the way that they make it, but like it was not great. It was like really sweet, like they like over soaked it in caramel, and like it was really thick too. It was almost like eating cake instead of eating like flan. So I was like, this is not flan. I was kind of disappointed. Scratch that, really disappointed. And my mom was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't like this. And I was like, sorry, Mom. It's kind of disappointing. But like, it was whatever. We ended up like getting off our asses and like paying like decent adults and not being stupid. Even though I'm not an adult yet, but like, you know what? We're not even gonna get into that. Okay, anyways, then after that, like, we were just like driving around and she's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't fucking know. Like, do I look like I know what to do? Like, no. Okay, like, and then, because she does that a lot, like, she like practically begs me to like hang out with her, and then I do hang out with her and she has no plans. And I'm just like, okay, Mom, like, what are we gonna do? You're the one who really wanted to hang out today. What do you want to do? And her response is almost always, I just wanted to hang out with you. And I'm just like, okay. Like, I don't know. It's just really hard. Yeah, and I also did not, I wouldn't say I have PTSD from living with my mom. Okay, maybe mild PTSD from living with my mom. Because she's a lot of the reasons why I have a strong aversion for confrontation and anger. Because, like, she would fucking lose it sometimes. And also, like, my strong aversion to drugs and alcohol, too. Which is, like, just given. But, yeah. And also, like, I don't know. Um, yeah. I wouldn't say I'm the cleanest person, but like, she's also another reason why I'm like more clean, I guess. Like, I hate clutter, and I hate like things being in my way. And like, I think that's a strong like reason, because like when I lived with my mom, like our house was so filled with shit that like you had to like literally like climb over trash and like other like nasty ass shit to like walk through the fucking house. So yeah, I think that's another reason why like I'm a teenager and I'm lazy, and I also have depression and anxiety, so like that's another reason why I'm not the cleanest person on earth. But like, I'm also like, I need some level of order, otherwise like I will lose my mind. Like, I get like really antsy once like my room reaches a certain level of clutter, and I'm just like, hell no, gotta clean this, because like can't handle it. Um, yeah, I don't know. Um, so I guess I have mild PTSD from her, but like it's not like horrible. It's nothing compared to the PTSD I had after my half brother, but like it is still like a mild form of it or whatever. But it's fine. Um, so we were like driving around, and like her car is always really messy because like she just doesn't clean up after herself. And so I was like, and it's really hard to explain my relationship with my mom. Like, I love her, there's no doubt about that, but like I also want to like keep my distance from her because I don't trust her. Love and trust are two very different things, and unfortunately I don't trust her. And like, I want to trust her, but at the same time I don't. So like, I'm like waiting, and like she hasn't really given me a reason to trust her either. Like, she's sober and she's trying to like help herself, but and that's like an arduous task. Like, I know how difficult that is for her. Like, I know how much strength that is like for her to do, and I'm like really proud of her for that. But like, she's not doing it for herself, she's doing it for me. And like, she still has this like huge like hope that like I'm gonna come back and live with her, which is just never going to happen because I can never live with her again. I just can't. Ever. Like, I can't. And like, she still like harbors this like hope that like we're gonna be like this big happy family, like once she's like for far enough into her recovery, and like I can come live with her again, like we can be like have our like old mother-daughter relationship. But that's never gonna happen because we never really had a healthy mother-daughter relationship. Like, the closest we had to that was like for 3 years when I was like between the ages of 9 and 11. And but during that time I was going through severe PTSD from my half brother, so like even then I wasn't really able to fully appreciate it. So like, yeah, like just we've never really had like a thing like that, and I think she has this like misconception that we do, and like hope that we're gonna have it again when it's never really been there. And that's not her fault or mine. That's just her sickness, and now my sickness, like, I just don't think that we're ever gonna be able to, like, be, like, the traditional family that she keeps hoping us to be. And I've already, like, lost hope for that. The minute that I left her, I lost hope for that. But she's still, like, clinging to that hope. Like, that's what's her driving force for sobriety. That's her driving force for everything. And it's scary because, like, she's clinging to something that's non-existent. And, like, I don't know how it's going to affect her when she realizes it. And I don't know who she's going to be when that's not there to hold her. And I don't trust who that person is going to be when she doesn't have this, like, irrational, ill-conceived hope. And so that's why I'm distancing myself from her, and that's why it's really hard for me to, like, be with her sometimes, because, like, I don't trust her. Yeah. And then also today I didn't, like, just proved the fact that, like, she still uses me. Because, like, she uses me even without, like, knowing. People are selfish. I myself am selfish and use people. Like, I do not deny that at all. But I try to be independent. And I try to, like, help myself more than have others help me. And she and a lot of other people, like, are just not like that. Like, and it's, I don't know how I feel about it with other people, because, like, to me it's wrong to use other people, but at the same time, like, it's impossible to go through life without using somebody. And, like, a lot of people use other people, especially at school, because there's so many immature kids. They use other kids for attention. They, like, use them for whatever they think that they need to use them for, and, like, have no remorse for it. Or if they do have remorse, it's not until years later when they have the maturity to have the remorse for it. Or sometimes they just make excuses and we're like, I was a stupid kid, and, like, blah blah blah, it's fine. But, like, I don't know how I feel about that. But anyways, with my mom, she uses me because, like, I'm her only family, and, like, she has this, like, misconceived notion that we have, like, this special connection, and, like, I'm her only family when that's not true. Like, she has her aunt, she has her sister, like, she has a lot of other people that, like, love and depend, like, could be dependent on her too, if she would just fucking open her eyes, because she's still just as dependent on me as she used to be. Like, she's, like, half a step above how she used to be, like, 3 years ago. Like, she's sober now, and she's trying to have, like, a healthy mentality, but, like, it's skewed by the fact that, like, she still thinks that, like, we're gonna be this, like, perfect family in the future, but that's not true. And, like, it's just really frustrating because, like, anytime I'm with her, like, she always talks to me on the phone. Like, every day she calls me, and, like, is really disappointed when I don't talk to her, and is, like, got this, like, almost painful hope in her voice whenever, like, she talks to me. And, like, she's always, like, saying how much she loves me and, like, complimenting me and, like, trying to do things for me to, like, prove herself. But that's, like, I don't want her to prove herself to me in that way. Like, I just want her to help herself. And she doesn't realize that, and she doesn't care, even if she did realize that. And it's just really disappointing. But today, like, I had, like, a flashback, which made me realize that I kind of do have PTSD from my mom. Because, today, like, we were talking about, like, bike riding, and, like, she's another example of like how desperate she is to have some kind of connection with me is I told her that I started bike riding and I'm really like, I love bike riding. And she's like, oh my god, I'll get a bike so we can go bike riding together. And I'm like, just like, Mom, like, she's like 300 pounds. Like, her on a bike, not a great idea. Like, I'm not saying it to be mean, it's just the honest to God truth. Plus, she has like really bad balance. Like, she's really bad anxiety. Like, I don't think that she's good on a bike. Like, at all. Like, if she wants to lose weight, there are way better ways to do it. And then once she reaches like the 250 or 200 pound mark, where like she's like mentally ready to ride a bike, then by all means go ride a bike. But ride a bike for yourself. Don't ride a bike because you want to ride a bike with me. Like, that's not what I want. Like, I want you to find your own hobbies. Like, I want you to find your own passions. I want you to live for yourself. And like, she's still living for me. She's still trying to do everything in her power to be the perfect family or the perfect ideal family that she sees us being in the future, or that she strives for us in the future. But like, that's never gonna happen. Like, ever. We're a family and I love her and she loves me, I know that. But we're never gonna be like the perfect ideal family that she's picturing, because that doesn't exist. No family is perfect. And no family doesn't have its issues. Our issues might be bigger, and that just means that we have to take more time to reconnect. But she has to understand that like, we can't reconnect by forcing it. We can't reconnect by wanting to live for each other. We have to live for ourselves first, and then move on to separate connections. Like, it's not, we can't just feed off of each other's agony anymore. Like, that's not how life works. And she's still clinging to this stupid, irrational, like, ideal that is so hopeless. And it's like frustrating because like, it reminds me of when I used to live with her and I was clinging to that, and I would cry every night begging for that ideal family. And it never happened, because guess what? It doesn't fucking exist. Okay? Wake the fuck up. Like, anyways. Damn. I did not expect to get heated about that. But yeah, like, she's just so desperate to connect with me in whatever possible way that she can, and I'm just like, that's not how it's supposed to work. It's not, you can't force it. Which is really frustrating. But anyways, like, I had mild PTSD today from her, because like, she was super excited about the bikes and was like, oh my god, we can go bike riding together and blah 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 blah. And I was like, sure, Mom. And then she was like, okay, like, do you want to go bike riding like next weekend or something? And I was like, sure. And like, she was like, okay, cool, we can clean my car out, because like, her car is always messy. And like, she was like, we can clean my car out, and then like then we can fit your bike in it like by next weekend. And I was thinking in my mind, okay, but like, your car is probably gonna be just as messy or almost as messy in a week's time. Like, this cleaning the car is not gonna do shit. But I didn't say that. I was just like, okay. And then we started cleaning her car, and it just brought flashbacks of all of the times when I used to live with her and I had to clean up her mess and had to clean up after us and her. And like, it just brought back memories, and like, I had to like literally like sit there like just and pull myself together, because like, I was about to like run. Like, I felt tempted to run. Like, I was just like freaked out, because like, it took me a while to get over it, but like about like a year ago, or maybe even like less than that, like 8 months ago, like, I got over the fear that like my mom is gonna like keep me like I had this like irrational fear that she would like be desperate enough and want me bad enough that she would like kidnap me and then like wouldn't let me out of her sight again, and it would be just like 3 years ago. And I was like would literally have full on panic attacks about that because like I was so terrified of that happening, and I didn't want like my freedom taken away again. And yeah. I think that's why it took me like a year to talk to her after I left, because like I just didn't know how to talk to her. I was too scared. But like 8 months ago, I finally got over that fear because I realized like I'm almost 18, like I'm almost an adult. Even if she wanted to do that, like she doesn't have that power over me anymore. And like even if it's unintentional or intentional, her selfishness for me, like it's unwarranted. And like I'm almost an adult and will be an adult, and by the time I graduate, and even if she wants to take me, she can't, and I can live my own life without her control anymore. And like it just gives me a new sense of like independence and freedom, and like I no longer have that fear. Which I'm so happy for. Like you have no idea. Like but yeah, I don't think she's like intentionally and well, that's debatable actually, but like I don't know. But anyways, like I had like a flashback and like had that fear like rise its like ugly head, and I was like, oh my god, like I want to run. Like I literally wanted to grab my phone, grab my shit, run and call Uber and just like have them take me home because like I could not handle it. Like I was like, oh my god, she's gonna take me again and I'm gonna be here like a little fixer-upper again. Like I can't do this, I literally cannot do this. And like was freaking out, but then I was like, Angela, you have control, like you're about to be 18, like you will have control, like she can never control you ever again, like you're fine, you are okay, calm yourself, like you do not want to hurt her again, do you? No, you're fine, you're calm, you're good. And I was like, okay, we're good. But like oh my god, I was so close to having a panic attack. I was like, holy shit, man, I was so close to running or having a panic attack. I didn't know which one, but like it could have possibly been both. Plus, we were in a really bad neighborhood. We were in Citrus Heights. Citrus Heights is not the greatest neighborhood at all. Like, at all. Like, ooh. So, yeah. Like, I did not appreciate the fact that, like, she had me clean up after her again and, like, treated it like it was no big deal. And I was just kind of like, did she not remember, like, years of me? Maybe she just didn't. I thought she realized it was wrong though. But then like the fact that she like still is letting me do that, like even now, is just like a pure example of like how still early she is in her recovery, and like how like she's still not able to see like some of the wrong things that she's still doing to me. So yeah, I'm just gonna hope that like someday she's gonna like be well enough that I can like form a connection with her without like any fear or mistrust. But right now it's not happening. And I also need to work on my own self and like create my own stability before I can start connecting with her again. Yeah. But it's gonna be tough because I have 2 years of of pretending to be a perfect daughter to both parents of mine that I literally, it's not that I hate them, because I could never hate them, they're my parents, but I love them, but I know that I will probably have like I have a broken relationship with, but they're both in so deep of their denial of our broken relationship that like I have to pretend to be the like happy-go-lucky daughter that they think I am. And like Well, I have to pretend to be a happy-go-lucky daughter for my dad, and then I have to pretend to be this like sympathetic, compassionate, and loving daughter to my mom. And like it's just really frustrating because like I want to tell them, like I want to be like, dude, like you do not control me. Like I am my own individual person. Like I have literally raised my fucking self. Okay? Like my dad barely had any input at all, and my mom had input in some of the most negative ways, and my own life lessons from her is what shaped me, not her teachings, but my own fucking life lessons. So, like, they don't control me, but they think they do, and it's so frustrating because I love them and I care for them and I don't want to hurt them. But, like, at the same time, like, I have a lifetime of hurt from each of them in different ways, and, like, they don't care. Like, they either care too much and feel, like, incredibly guilty over it and think they can win me back by, like, cheating their affection, as in the case of my mother, or like my dad, where he's like in complete denial of anything that he's done wrong. And it's like so frustrating because like I want to confront them and I don't want to tell them like, hello, this is not okay. But at the same time, I don't want to cause confrontation. And I keep thinking that they deserve 2 years of happiness before like I leave and like they don't ever get to see me again. Well, I mean, they're gonna see me again, but like, I'm probably not gonna keep in contact with them for a while because like, I can't afford to because like, they're too toxic for my life right now. Like, I can't do it, you know? Which, they're gonna fucking hate. Well, my dad might not be affected, but my mom will certainly be affected. But I hope my greatest fear doesn't come to life of where she overdoses or commits suicide when I leave because like that would be horrible. But like she needs to like be her own person and she's not. And with me, with her, she's never going to be. So we need some kind of separation. Same with my dad because like he still thinks he has control over me. He still thinks he's like this perfect fucking father when he's not. But anyways, this video's time is almost over, so I'm gonna leave now. But like, yeah.